Cool. Like most beginning of units, I told you guys Friday that we start out with a lot of fluency. Today's lesson is about your visual representation, about Jameson Talking 1, what's going on behind the scenes in math. So if you see the first example and you're like, oh, I got it, and you blast through every single example after that ahead of me, and it's not done in the correct way that I want you to show it, you will get a blank packet. Make sure you have exactly what I have on here for today. In 2 lessons, you will get a shortcut, but today is not about that shortcut. I need you to have this visual in your brain at all times. When you're using the percent bar model, you're thinking about the entire bar as 100%. This whole thing is 100% of the bar. So every section you can divide up into a certain percentage. For each bar model below, shade in the percentage given and give an explanation as to why you shaded what you did. You don't have to actually write it, just kind of tell me what you are thinking. 100%, I'm going to shade in the whole thing. Lightly shade in all 10 bars. That's 100%. That's pretty simple. You're going to put 100% up here. 50%, you're going to shade in half of that. How many bars? Lauren, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 50%. Label it up there. 25%, I'm going to shade in how many bars, Liliana? 2 would be 20. 2.5 would be 25. So I'm going to go over to half the bar in the third section and just go up to half of it. Label that 25%. Aiden, what's the next one?
3.
Okay, so we're just getting familiar with how this bar is going to work. 30% is 3 bars. That's 30. Like that. 15% would be how many bars, Sean?
1.
Yeah. 55%, how many bars, Raiden? All right, we'll come back to you, Cameron. And a half. Okay, so this is your intro. That's how a bar model works. It's a really good way of visualizing percents. It is not a really good way for doing every problem, because some problems don't have really clean percentages like 55. However, it's a good place to start for us. Let's start finding a percent of a number. With a bar diagram, here's what you can do. If you're finding 40% of 80, you're going to list all of the bars as 10%. Since there are 10 bars, you can call every bar 10%. On the bottom, let's write in every percentage from 0 all the way up to 100. Label the second one 20, the third one 30, just like what you did with the filling in. We're just going to label it below. Halfway in your bar should be 50. Keep going, 60. Keep going, 70, 80, 90, and 100. So you have a bar that's laid out from 0 to 100, all by tens. If you wanted to find 40% of 80, here's why a bar model is so great to visualize. You know that 80 divided by 10 is 8. So I could label these bars up here with my numbers. If there are 10 different sections, I could just count by 8s and go from 0 to 80. Let's fill that in. 8 times 1 is 8. Double that would be 16. 3 times 8 is 24. Keep counting by 8s. 24 plus 8. 8 more is 32. 8 more is 40. 8 more is 48. I'm just counting by 8s all the way up until I get to my whole number 80. That'd be 56, then 64, 72, and I'm at 100%, which is 80. Okay, so I just sectioned it off with my numbers on top, percents on bottom. If I want to find 40%, what is 40% of 80? Aiden.
It's to the 40 thing.
And what number is that, Aiden?
32.
So your answer with a bar diagram is just 32. It's a really great way to visualize where that percentage is.
But aren't you supposed to go to all the way to the 40?
I just want 40%, and 40 would be right here. Do you see how 40 and 32 match up? So 40% would be 32.
Oh, you just have to fill in 4.
Uh-huh. That's 1, 2,
I
3,
see,
4. Yeah, 32 is where 4 ends.
That's
So let's do that again. There are 30 students with Mr. Robertson's homeroom, 45% ride the bus. How many ride the bus? Let's fill this guy in. You're going to get really quick at filling in 0 and 100% on the bottom.
I don't have that.
Wow.
That's on the very bottom.
Where? Oh, you try as number 1.
Yep.
Did I skip them all?
No.
Oh, I just have a weird packet. Okay. We'll go to this. Did I even record too?
No, you didn't.
Yeah, I did.
No.
Yes, I did.
No. Oh, yeah, you did. No.
Good. Now everyone's gonna hear us bickering about if I recorded or not.
You did.
Yes, I know. Okay, so here's what you have. 40% of 80. That's a better place to start. Let me get a pink highlighter and a green marker. Fill in 0% on the bottom left. Fill in 100% at the bottom right. Then every single section should be what percentage? 10. Let's fill that in. 10, then 20, then 30, then 40, then 50.
Got it.
You do. Like I said, this is about a visual. I'm going to make you do it for notes. I will give you certain problems on the bronze and homework. In 2 lessons, you do not have to do this. But right now, I need this visual representation to be stuck in your brain before we get to Wednesday's lesson.
Are you gonna count by 5?
Let's think about that, Aiden. Why should I count by 5s on the top?
Because it has a little. It starts with 50, and you gotta go all the way to the 50.
And 50 divided by 10 is 5. So if I take every portion of this bar, I should count by 5s to get all the way to 50. Let's see if it works. 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45 gets me to 50. So that did work. Everything is proportioned out. I want to go up to 30%, and we're going to see that 30% of 15 should be what, Aiden?
15.
It's 15. 30% of 50 is 15. Okay, so that's great. Let's try one more that's a bit trickier, then we'll go to number 3 on your own. 25% of 60. I'm going to start labeling again, 0 to 100.
10 by 10?
By 10. Corbin, please stop.
Okay, we're gonna count by 6, right?
Is it of 60? Yeah. Okay. Almost there. My hand needed a break. 60 is going to be counting by what, Aiden?
6 is.
Okay. 6, 12. If you're a little stuck on skip counting, 5s was pretty easy. But if you're not sure how to skip count, just take the 4th section and multiply 4 by 6. That'd be 24. Take the 5th section. 5 times 6 is 30. 36. 7 times 6 is 42. 8 times 6 is 48. 54. And we get to the total. Tessa. It is a visual, and some of us like visuals better. I'm going to have you hang in there for 2 more lessons. Try to come up with what you don't understand with the bar and sort it out. Wednesday's our shortcut. So if you don't get the bar, that's okay. I just want you to kind of hang in and see. Is there one specific thing that you don't get about that?
I got it. I got the answer.
You're getting a percentage of a number. So if I said like I have 10 pies and I would like 50% of the pies. What's 50% of 10? What's half of 10? You would know it's 5. That's a really simple model and a simple example. You could put it in the model and see that half of 10 is 5 as well. Okay. The model works good for some people. For others, it won't work. So I'm just giving you this for 2 days. If you like it and you want to use it, I'll encourage you to jot it down on tests. If you don't like the model, just set it to the side on Wednesday. Okay? But this model is just to have a background of what's happening. Let's go to the 25. Here's the trick. If I go to 20, it's 12. If I go to 30, it's 18. I don't have a number for this section. This is where our bar model kind of breaks down. But in my head, I'm going to think, what is in between 12 and 18? What number is in between this section, Daniel?
No.
If you go half of this section, half of 6 from 12 to 18 is 3. So you'd have to go right in between, which is 15. So 25% of 60 should be the number 15. This is where bar models kind of break down. If you have halves of percentages like 25 or 35, it gets a little tricky, but we can still figure it out. Do the last one on your own. 55% of 80. Count 100% on the bottom. By tens. What do I count by on top? Lauren. By 8. Start at 0 and go up 8. 0% of 8 is 0. 10% of, 0% of 80 is 0. 10% of 80 is 8. Keep going until it's all filled out. Cool. Counting by 8s all the way up. If you don't like skip counting, you can just multiply the third bar by 8. 3 times 8 is 24. 4 times 8 is 32. 5 times 8 is 40. 6 times 8 is 48. Okay, where do I fill my bar to, Cameron? Okay, so there's halfway between. How do I know what is between 40 and 48? What number would that be, Jameson?
Since 40 to 48, the one's place is an 8, so you can just divide 8 divided by 2, so that would be 4. So it would be 44.
So if I go from 40 to 48, that's 8. Halfway is 4. Halfway of 8 is 4, so that's the middle part. 40 to 48, in the middle is 44. What's 55% of 80? It's 44. Daniel.
I know, I got it.
For number 1.
No. Oh, yeah, I'm down. Only how you can have a 0.5. One of the children was cut in half.
Yeah, that's tricky, huh?
You know, a little bit.
Let's do the first one together one more time, and then you'll have the rest to do on your own. So 45% of students ride the bus. 30 students are in the homeroom. Let's see what Daniel's talking about. Label 0 to 100%. Today I need to see the percentages. Even if your hand hurts, I need to see this model set up. You will see percents when you go home. You'll see percents when you close your eyes. You should see this bar model when you think of percents, at least visually. Yeah.
So you want to see 25%.
Yes, that is what I'm saying. Daniel, you're saying that this is kind of weird because a person gets cut in half. Let's see what you're thinking about. Okay, counting by 3s, going all the way up to 30. 18, 21. Maybe they like, what's that movie? There's a movie that has the person's like, the dad is just like pants. It's Onward. He has just pants on because he like, yeah. He doesn't have a head.
My little brother calls that blue guy.
27. All right, Daniel, help me out. Where is the bar going to stop at? Daniel, where does the bar end? Where should I draw my dotted line? In between which two percentages?
Wait, what?
Wait,
Yeah,
no.
you have 13 and a half students.
40 and 15? Okay, so 40 and 50 goes here. Check your voice. I'll let you talk in partners in 1 minute. Jameson, if I check out 12 to 15, I know total of that is 3. Half of 3 is really 1.5, which makes it kind of weird because there's no way of getting 13.5 students. When you work with percentages, there might be some weird numbers that pop up. You could usually just round and call that like 14 students ride the bus. There obviously can't be a half. Chad?
So, what if, like, as they're getting in the jump, like, the bus, they jump and half their body
Yeah.
inside the bus?